as we move along. One and only Teddy Atlas stopping by. Wow, what a great honor this is. Teddy Atlas, the legendary boxing trainer, of course, of ESPN now. Thank you so much for joining us, Teddy.
My pleasure.
Yeah, you seem happy to be here. Are you enjoying this? You enjoying the circus?
I'm doing my job.
Yeah, you're not really enjoying this.
I'm doing my job. You know, it's not that I'm... Hey, listen, I'm blessed. I could be doing real work, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's not be phony here. It's not, you know... let's be honest. There's a lot of people out there that have to work a lot harder than me.
That's right.
And I'm here for ESPN. I've been here all week.
Are you staying for the fight?
I have to.
You have to.
Part of my
Under
job.
duress?
Not under duress. I know you're trying to be cute. And
no, I'm not trying
slick.
to be cute.
No. It's no
what?
problem. No
what
problem.
do you mean?
No problem. But not under duress because it's my job. And, you know, do I think it's a real contest in a fighter's world type situation, the way fights are usually contested, you know, in that kind of way? No.
Why not?
I think it's an event. It's an event. I mean,
it's sanctioned by the Nevada Athletic Commission?
There's a lot of things that go within legal realms. That doesn't mean that it's within the realm of what we're talking about, you know, professionally. Just because it's legally sanctioned, we could mention a million things that fall under those kind of rules and guidelines, parameters, if you want. I mean, that's right. We could do that all day long.
So
but it doesn't mean that it has the authenticity or it has the, not credibility only, but that it's authentic as far as being an athletic contest in a boxing ring. I mean, you got a guy that terrific MMA fighter, and I have all the respect for the MMA guys in the world.
Terrific athlete as well, right?
Tough son of a guns. I don't know how good an athlete he is because I haven't seen him in any other, you know, forums. But
well, the fact that he's a two-time champion in MMA, doesn't that just make him a great athlete in its own right?
I mean, it makes him a tough guy. It makes him a good grappler. It makes him a
great striker for MMA.
Very good striker for MMA with that level of guys. Listen, is Floyd an athlete? You got a guy in McGregor.
Yeah.
Who, if the truth's going to be spoken, you're gonna. And I know that you want to favor the MMA guys.
No, not at all.
No.
What are you talking about?
But that's listen. But
we've been talking to all the boxing guys this week.
But all I'm saying is that you got a guy that he's never been in a boxing ring in his life.
Professionally.
On a professional level, and he's getting in there with an elite guy.
Sure.
There's a little bit of a leap of faith there. I'm sorry. A little bit. Tiny
Suspend
bit.
disbelief.
Tiny bit. It's okay. Your show, buddy. No problem.
No, but so do you feel like he has no business being in there with Floyd?
Of course he don't.
If you were a part of the commission, you would not have sanctioned this?
No.
Is this bad for boxing?
It's not good. I mean, the good for both sports is there's a light. It's much better for MMA. MMA can't lose. Boxing can lose.
I agree.
Boxing can lose because if this guy does anything more than what's expected, and that means surviving, then the integrity, the credibility of boxing takes a hit. Because people have put Floyd up as, some of them as the best ever, which he's not. Well, he's not the best ever, but listen, I love Floyd.
Sugar Ray?
Henry Armstrong.
Okay.
Sam Langford.
Okay.
Sugar Ray Robinson. Joe Louis. I mean, we're talking about a sport that's been around 200 years. We're talking about fighters that I just mentioned. Some of them had 300 fights. So, I mean, Henry Armstrong held and simultaneously defended three full titles: lightweight, featherweight, and welterweight. Full titles, no junior titles, and simultaneously defend them. And he won the middleweight title against Severino Garcia, and they made it a draw because he wasn't signed up with the boys.
Wow.
So the guy's a monster. And he had a great fighting nickname, Homicide Hank, and that's better than anybody's out there today. So, but what I'm saying is that you have a sport in boxing that's been around all this time, has all this history, and we know that you're taking a guy that's a caveman compared, and again, I'm not saying it in a derogatory way, I'm saying it to get to a point. A caveman when it comes to professional boxing skills, and he's in there with an elite guy, a scientist, and again, a guy that we're putting forward as one of the best of this era. And if he does anything more than what's expected, survives, boxing, people will say, and MMA people will say, look, well, we put our guy, and then they'll be honest.
Yeah.
They'll say, our guy never boxed before. Our guy's a caveman, and look what he did. Look what he did with your best guy. And that's scary for me. That's all.
You're worried?
That would bother me. Boxing is a great sport, as MMA is.
Yeah.
And I've been in it my whole life, and that would worry me. You know why? Because it wouldn't be fair. And because Mayweather's not the best of our time right now. The Mayweather of 5 years ago, yes.
Okay.
One of the best of our time. At least the best defensive fighter. But not maybe overall. When you put in everything else, offense and everything, going and getting a guy, finishing a guy, all those other qualities. But he will be put forward as the best of our time. He's 40 years old. He hasn't fought 2 years. He took the fight on short notice. He is no longer that Mayweather. He's not even the Mayweather. I went back 5 years, right?
Yeah.
He's not the Mayweather of 2 years ago.
Wait a second. So some might say that you're trying to put out an excuse beforehand.
I'm just putting out the truth.
Yeah.
I don't do excuses.
You have no reason to.
I don't do excuses. I try not to do them in anything. I think that's part of the problem in our country today is people make excuses. People make themselves victims. People, I
agree with that.
I don't play into that stuff. I don't think that stuff is healthy for any of us.
Are you an MMA fan? Do you appreciate
the hell out of it?
Do you watch it? Do you go out of your way sometimes to watch some big fight?
Melendez.
Yes, he worked for ESPN
He had
too.
asked me to work with him, to train him one day.
Oh, interesting.
He came to San Francisco. My son works for the Oakland Raiders. And I don't remember if I was there for an ESPN show, but I might have been there to see my son. I was in the Bay Area, and he lives in that area.
Yep.
And he contacted me. He said, Teddy, is there any chance I can come and talk to you and meet you? So I said, yeah. And we met. We had lunch together, and we talked. And then he asked me if he could get a day in the gym with me.
Okay.
And I did. I did that. He was nice enough. And it wasn't a barter system. It didn't have to be that way. But he was nice enough to leave tickets for my son. My son's an MMA fan.
Oh, great.
To go with some of the Oakland Raider guys to go to a fight. I can't remember what fight it was. And then I kept my end of the bargain. The next time I was in San Francisco, I met him in his gym. And I went to his gym and we spent a day.
Oh, wow.
Where I worked with him. And listen, good guy. Tough son of a gun. All the MMA guys are just extraordinary from a discipline, from a mental. See, I appreciate not just the physicality. I appreciate their intellect in the grappling. You got to be smart to be a good grappler, not just strong. But I really, really, really admire their tenacity, their toughness, their discipline emotionally over their feelings, where they're always kind of like boxers. They're always fighting off the threat and the temptation from a natural standpoint, from human nature, from instinct of survival, to give in, to submit, to make an excuse, to get out of the situation. They are tough son of a guns. When you see some of the things that these MMA guys go when they're in a headlock, they're in a leg lock, and they don't submit, and somehow they find a way to turn the tables and get out of it, it is some of the most compelling, just dynamic, compelling, but extraordinary athletic feats that I've ever seen in my life.
I appreciate you saying that.
Ever.
I appreciate you saying that.
In anything.
Teddy, I must say, speaking of admiring, I'm a huge fan of yours, and you may not believe me, but...
I believe you.
Okay. What you said after the Pacquiao fight against Horn, I've been watching you for many years. You continue to do a great job, and you continue to be the standard bearer as far as boxing analysts are concerned. So thank you so much for all your hard work. I appreciate you stopping by, and enjoy the fight on Saturday.
Yeah, and I hope everybody enjoys it, and you guys, like I said, a lot of respect for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Teddy. All the best. One of the very best as far as sports analysts are concerned, period. Boxing or not, Teddy Atlas stopping by of ESPN. He'll be weighing in on the action over on the mothership in the coming days and hours.